Welcome back on the channel. I do own a 3D printer, which is a great tool as I can organize my closets, for example, with a Gridfinity bin. So, well, mostly what I print day to day is a Gridfinity bins and more Gridfinity bins and even more Gridfinity bins for random stuff. Sometimes it's just a basic bin, sometimes I design the infill for that bin for my own stuff, but besides that I've never done anything more real, so to speak. But recently I have bought PiKVM. You probably know this device. It's the thing that allows you to connect to another computer via the network. It is great. I bought PiKVM along with 3 KVM switch multiport extenders. They are official PiKVM products, by the way. And I did that because they allow me to connect 4 computers into the one multiport extender. So having 3 extenders allows me to connect up to 12 different computers via their separate video connection via HDMI, via their separate USB connection to have a keyboard and mouse access, and also allows you to connect ATX connectors to have remote power switch, although I cannot use them because Minis forums I do have don't support ATX power pins, unfortunately. So that's out of the topic, but the problem I had with those is that, well, they work great, but I haven't had any way to, well, mount them anywhere really, right? So what I thought about doing is I was just, starting looking around for different enclosures that I might find on yegi.com or MakerWorld or whatever you use to browse for your 3D models, right? So the problem was that I wasn't able to find anything I like. Most of the enclosures I found and Rackmounts I found were either for 10-inch racks, which is a no-go for me. I have full 19-inch in my apartment, or maybe there was just single enclosures, not full rack mounts and so on. So that was a kind of a problem. I wanted to mount all units into the 1U. Technically, that's not really possible because you can put 3 multiple extenders into 1U and the PiKVM sits on top of those, but the details, right? But what I did is I decided to model my own rack mount solution for PiKVM multiple extenders. And I'm not 3D modeler really. I can't do CAD. I'm very bad at visuals, really. I can do programming, I can do sysadmin stuff, the technicals, not really the design. I started designing my own parts, so to speak, for the 19-inch rack. Obviously, I don't have printer big enough to do that, so I had to be quite creative how I approach this problem. Since I already measured that I can put 3 of those units into the 1U space, it was quite easy to do. I can just print 3 different enclosures and then put them together. So this is actually my very first try, which, well, as you can see, it's quite basic. It doesn't really hold well also because this part can be wobbly, and, well, I just even broke it. Doesn't really matter. This was all about to going to trash after videoing this anyway. And also this part is very thin, really. This is like 2 layers only, if I remember correctly. And I actually wasn't able to put the PiKVM into that. It was just like 1 millimeter too high. So this idea wasn't really working out. So I also tried doing another thing, which was just trying to, make it slightly more sturdy, which, well, worked, but didn't have the top panel, which made another problems because this was now very flexible and could break easily. So also out of the question, right? So then I decided to do something else. This is a better example, what I did. Well, wrong way. It is full enclosure, but it has a hanging at the back. This is the back, this is the front. Well, this is slightly better because I could flash mount this, the units with the front of the enclosure here, of the mount. But while it is sturdy, I decided that I actually would like to have them slightly deeper because, you have all those cables dangling out of the units anyway. So it was a good idea to have them somehow deeper. So I decided to go with this design. I also made this little triangle here, so I wouldn't waste so much filament. This is still as sturdy as previous, but this time I do have bar right here, which is kind of broken, doesn't really matter at this point. And I can fit the unit right into here. It doesn't sit flush anymore with the front. It sits just like a ½ centimeter back, but this is enough room to be able to like connect cables through this hole, and this whole thing being sturdy enough to hold 3 of those units in a 1U rack. So after I designed this, I tried to like join them together. So usually what you do in 3D printing, as well I saw in the other models like that, is that you use, screws. Maybe you also use insets to fill them somewhere, maybe here. So you can use inset, and then you can use screw from the other side and stuff like that. I decided to go another route. This is probably totally invalid route, to be honest, because I actually just made this weird pattern that you can just simply join together just like that, and voila, you have the full unit. Not really full, because there is still third part missing, of course, but as you can imagine, this is kind of wobbly. This won't sit in 1U rack, obviously, because this will fall apart very easily, even on its own. If I do that probably enough times, as you can see, it falls apart. So, after having that prototype done, I decided to just go with the slightly lower tolerance between the different parts, and I end up having this. This is the full unit, although, as you can see on the photo, did a mistake, because this whole thing is not exactly 19-inch. It has like 5 millimeters, not enough, so you can't really screw this into the rack because the holes don't align anymore, unfortunately. But this is actually the full real version, and the thing I won't be showing you on the video here is the one that actually sits in my rack, because it's the same thing, except, well, the measurements are correct, of course. So if you want to have 12 devices in your home lab connected via KVM, go by PiKVM. I'm not endorsed or anything like that, I just like this product, and 3 extenders also needed for this. I was told on the Discord that you can actually connect even more random extenders that are not official. You can hack into them, you can control their switchers, so they are available in the PiKVM UI. But I decided just to go with the official ones, as they are fully supported. Like, there are updates of the software that you can do through the main PiKVM, so this is quite convenient for me. And you can connect up to 5 of those through the single PiKVM. This is due to USB hub limitations. But other than that, they work great. And down below in the description, you will get the links to download those STL files. Leave a thumb button if you liked it, leave a down thumb button if you didn't like it, and subscribe. See you soon in the more videos about Kubernetes and other stuff. Bye.